Hey everyone, I'm Kara with the Barn Church and Ministries in Berrien Springs, Michigan. I just want to thank you for taking a few minutes to watch this week's episode of Reload. I do pray it awakens you and blesses you and your life in some way. So today I want to talk about what the Lord is doing today, or rather, what and where He wants to take His people. So when we were in preschool and kindergarten, the lessons were pretty easy, right? We were focused on learning our letters and making friends and doing crafts and all of that stuff that built our fine motor skills and our listening skills and our social skills and all of that. But then, every year it got a little bit harder as we had to go deeper into knowledge and education. First grade built on kindergarten, and fourth grade built on third grade, and ninth grade built on eighth grade, and all of that up to graduation. Each year's curriculum got a little more challenging. So much like that, God is calling us to a deeper walk with Him. Just like we kept learning more and more as every year of school passed, He wants us to learn more and more about Him and go deeper with Him. But it's going to take a little bit more time and a little bit more commitment. It's going to take a sacrifice and a bit more study. It's going to take a bit more of letting go. But going deeper with God into the things of heaven and beyond is exactly what He wants as He prepares us for what He's going to do on the earth today. He can't just have shallow people that only know their alphabet. He needs us to know Him on a much deeper level so that when the forces of the enemy come against us and we engage in warfare at a higher level and more intense level, we're able to make it. We're able to withstand. Many of you want to experience miracles, signs, and wonders, and I know I do, for real. But those come with a deep, intimate walk with the Lord, an intimate relationship that puts Him above everything else in your life and every other person in your life. Basically, you're going to get out of your relationship with God what you put into it. And if you aren't willing to lay down distractions like your phones and your TVs and your newspapers and the movies and whatever else gets in the way of getting into His presence and pursuing Him on a deeper level, then you probably are not going to experience the supernatural, because that's what miracle signs and wonders are. They're supernatural. They shouldn't be. They should be natural. They should be like normal, but they're supernatural. It just requires more than us going to church once a week or reading your Bible here and there. It requires something more, because there is so much more that God has for you than a weekly 1 hour commitment. In John 14:12 in the New Testament says, Jesus Himself said, yes, you've seen me do all these great works, but you are going to do even greater works than me. He raised people from the dead. That's amazing. That's incredible. He said we can do more than that. So how did He do it? What was the difference? Yes, He was the Son of God, but He was a man here on earth, just like you and me. He got alone with God for 40 days in the desert. He went deeper, and there was a cost. He didn't eat for 40 days. He was tempted by the enemy. He had to battle. But in spite of it all, He made it through, because He knew that cost. He knew that the outcome would be worth it. And I'm not saying you've got to leave for 40 days or fast for 40 days or whatever, but there is something about getting alone with God and going deeper and allowing your mind to go deeper with Him in prayer and worship and all of that. And there's something that's going to be really worth it. So if you want to go deeper, and I hope you do, you got to know that there's going to be a cost. But I also want to remind you that the reward for Jesus was greater than the cost, and the reward for you will be greater than the cost. So don't let anything hold you back, as long as it's biblical, from going deeper with God, because there is more. There is so much more that He has for you, so much more He wants to do with you, so much more He wants to do through you, so much more that He has for this earth and the people on it. There is more, and you can access it if you go deeper. So go deeper. We challenge you, and make sure to comment and share below, because that's all I have for the day. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube at The Barn Ministries, and Instagram at The Barn Ministries, and our website is thebarn.church. So until next week, have a great week, be blessed, and go deep.